Good morning. Happy Monday, everybody, and welcome to Blog Workshop. I have to figure out where I'm at this morning. We are so glad you decided to join us, and today we have an extra special guest with us that I am excited to talk to today. I am Jackie Lee, and I blog at itsawayimlife.com. We've got Kelly here, as always, at takeactionalong.com. And then we've got our very special guest, Shauna, here, and she blogs at thebestblogrecipes.com. Welcome, Shauna. I'm so excited to have you.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
Hey, everybody.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So we've been talking all month about niche mastery and becoming a master of your niche. And we've talked about different ways to do content, connect with your people, do your marketing, all different kinds of things. And I'm really excited to have someone like Shauna, who is blogging outside of the blogging niche, to talk to and to kind of see how she has become a master of her niche, which she's done in a really quick period of time, too. So, Shauna, why don't you tell us a little bit about how your blog got started?
You know, it's funny. I am not a blogger at heart. I didn't even ever think to start a blog to talk to the world about anything. I actually started it because I have a 15-year-old daughter, and I needed a way to organize our family recipes because I'm a planner and she's going to college in a few years. So I thought it would be just a fun way to share with her, so when she left the home that she would know how to make all of her favorite meals. So that's that was the whole thought behind this whole blog.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome!
Neat idea. That's what a lot of people don't realize, is that really you can get a blog started with any kind of idea like that. It's just something that's important to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people try to think too much about, what are other people going to be interested in, and not enough in what is it that I want to do, what is it I want to share.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that pretty much anything that you can be passionate about, that you need, to put into a space to save for later, that there's going to be somebody out there that needs the same information or wants the same information.
Definitely.
So how did you turn from this hobby blog to something that it is now? How did that happen?
You know, when I sat down to start the blog, I didn't even know what a blogging platform was or anything. I just started Googling and came across Blogger. And it's really funny because once I kind of realized, I was like, wow, like lots of people run blogs. Like, this is really popular. And when I started putting my recipes on there, all of a sudden it clicked that maybe I could make money doing this. And, one thing led to another. I got kind of excited, and I told my husband, I said, hey, I think I might be able to make a little bit of money. And I remember when I made my first 17 cents, that was like a really cool thing for me.
It is. That's like one of the biggest moments in your life as a blogger, is when you get that first little paycheck and you realize, wow, this can really work. This really happened.
17 cents or something like that. It's still fine. But
it doesn't matter. It might as well be $17,000 in your mind, It's just, it's such an awesome feeling.
Yeah, when you're a new blogger, it's pretty darn exciting.
I think even like if it's like 4 cents, it's that moment where you have that realization that, oh my God, this could totally work. And if you can make 4 cents, you can make 4,000. It's that kind of moment. It's the best moment.
It's like that happened to me last night. I got my first commission from a new affiliate product that I'm doing, and it was all over again. It was just so exciting. I was like I'm like with Jackie going, oh my God, and on Facebook with my sister, oh my God. It's just that yes, I made it work.
That's so awesome. I love surprising my husband now. I don't even tell him what commissions are coming in, and I just let him get deposited. And we got a check the other day in the mail, and he was like, what is this? So I was like, yay.
So just a little something. Just a little something.
Very cool.
What ways are you using? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jackie.
Go for it. I
was wondering, what ways are you using mostly to monetize your blog? You do a lot of sponsored posts?
I do. There are a couple of different ways. I'm a huge believer in Google AdSense. That's how I started making money originally with my blog. That's where my first 17 cents came from. Every month I just kind of look at that as a consistent check, something I don't even have to think about. It generates income just by being in my sidebar, in my header, and it's just something a little extra. In addition to Google AdSense, I really love to write sponsored posts. For me, that's where the money is. Sponsored posts allow me to stay home with my boys, and I've been very, very blessed to really be able to work with some really awesome companies like Kraft, DiGiorno Pizza, and there's a whole bunch of others, Coke, that I can't think of right now. I also love affiliate programs too, though. Commission Junction, Share a Sale have been really huge for me. Again, those are ads that you can place on your sidebar throughout your blog. And anywhere that I can get an affiliate link and refer people, whether it be to my hosting company, to the company that, the platform that helped create my site, money just kind of funnels in from a lot of different directions.
That's awesome.
And I think that's another thing that's important for people to realize is that when you're doing a blog, it's not just one thing. You know, you're not just, I'm going to sell this one thing on my blog. You can have a lot of different income funnels coming in from a lot of different places. And independently, none of them may be that big. You know, you might have, you know, $20 a month that comes from one place and $50 a month that comes from another. But when you start getting them all together, it can add up to a really good sum of money.
Exactly.
So after you made the aha moment that this could maybe be a real thing, how did you start growing your blog?
You know, it was a lot of work, a lot of long days. For me, a recipe blog is, I don't want to say an easy blog, but it's easy. Everybody likes to cook. Generally, everybody likes to read recipes. So I just spent a lot of time in the kitchen. I cooked every day. I was like a crazy woman the first year that we did our blog, and I posted 4 or 5 days a week, which I don't recommend. That's kind of a crazy schedule, and it's a little too much. But I am an overachiever, so I cooked and cooked and cooked and photographed and blogged, and then I shared on social media. And I went a little crazy with link parties. I was doing, for those of you who aren't familiar with link parties, if you're a recipe, a craft, any kind of niche blog, you can link up and share what you've been working on. And I would share at like 30 link parties a day, so I would spend like 4 hours. A lot of people don't realize just kind of what a nut I am, but I got really serious about growing my blog. I decided that I did not want to go back to work full-time and leave my boys and my daughter, and so I thought I was going to give it everything I had, and either I was going to make this work or I was going to make it work. There really wasn't another option.
And that is exactly the kind of attitude that you have to have with a blog. It's if you want it to work, you just have to be dedicated to making it work.
Exactly.
It's still 40 link parties in a day. That's oh my gosh! And I thought I was doing crazy when I was going to 4 or 5 in a day. I was like, wow, I'm doing so much. And then Shauna put me in my place.
Oh, that's hilarious.
You can hit a lot. You know what? Link parties, I know that there's kind of a mixed feeling out there among the blogging community, but you can make some really great connections. You can really meet some really fantastic bloggers who host the parties. And if you regularly link up with them, they start to feature you because they kind of realize that you're a loyal linker. And that's really, honestly, at the end of the day, that's really why I'm as successful as I am, because I just was able to make so many connections by continuing every day and every week for a year to go back to these blogs. These bloggers started to take notice, and it really helped to skyrocket me. I think I was about 10 months into it when everything just really took off. So.
And that is really fast. 10 months is, you know, that really is a tribute to how much work you put into doing it and making it work, making it happen. Because most of the, you know, big bloggers that I've talked to, and you know, when you read whenever they write a post on how I made it happen, usually it takes a year to 2 years before a blog really, really starts to hit. And I've seen, so many people that have shown charts of their traffic, and it's usually right around 18 to 24 months it starts making that upward zoom. So 10 months, that's really a tribute to how much work you put into it.
It is. Like I said, I wouldn't recommend that. Looking back, I worked more than I did anything else, but it was able, at the end of the day, it was, like I said, either blog or find a job. And so I was willing to, at least I was home, I was willing to put in the time and effort. But it's on the flip side of that as well. I actually, after about 10 months, I had to take some time off because I was put on bed rest with my pregnancy and had a really rough pregnancy and really wasn't able to do much with blogging for about 5 months, and kind of had to start the process over this spring again, but just used all the same processes that I was using, minus the link parties. We don't do the link parties as much anymore, but have been able to build our traffic back up and surpass where we were at. So,
well, talking about doing so much work, and now you've got 2 babies at home under the age of 2.
I do. They're both tiny.
How do you make that work? Being a stay-at-home mom with 2 little babies and trying to do everything that you've got to do with the blog, because you're not just writing a blog, you're actually testing the recipes and taking photos and all that to get a blog post out.
I am. I'm really, really lucky and fortunate that I have such a supportive family. My teenage daughter helps out when she can. My husband works graveyard, so it's a little crazy. Our schedule is we usually are eating dinner at 11 o'clock in the morning. But it's a lot of work, and having 2 little kids, you just kind of have to prioritize. They are my main focus, and I can have a to-do list a mile long. I run a couple of different Facebook groups, and I have blog contributors, just things that I have to do on a daily basis. And I finally realized when our second baby was born a few months ago that everybody was going to live if Shauna didn't appear on Facebook that day to help coordinate things, or, if I didn't post 3 days in a row or didn't even get on my blog really for a week, it just wasn't the end of the world. I knew that I, could start it again next week or, get on Facebook later that evening, but you just really, at the end of the day, yes, I love the money, I love my blog, I love the people that I interact with on a daily basis, but my boys and my husband are the most important thing. So, and it's kind of nice. It's not like I'm crafting, so I'm completely away. We still have to eat dinner, so I just make it, save it, and take a few photographs. So.
And something that you mentioned is you have contributors to your blog, so you don't write all the posts. When you started out, you were doing them all?
When I started out, I was doing them all. I started in December of 2012, and by the springtime, it kind of clicked. I actually saw on a blog, Buns in My Oven, Carly over there, she's a fantastic blogger, and I saw that she had a guest poster, and I thought about it for a couple of days, and I was like, well, what would the benefit of a guest post even be on a blog? And I realized that when you have a guest poster, that not only do you get all of the traffic that you do in promoting, so I promote the recipe on all of my social media, through my newsletter, but in addition to that, I get all of the traffic from the other blogger posting on their social media and all across all of their channels and networks, and so it's like you get double traffic. So it actually, to anybody who ever asks me, should I have a guest post on my blog? Should I set up monthly contributors? I always say yes, definitely. That was another way that I was able to really increase my traffic that first year after I, just started setting up guest posters on a regular basis. So.
Do you get most of your traffic from social media?
I used to get most of my traffic from Facebook. I won't even get into the big Facebook controversy. You don't even want me to go there and get started on that. But, it was hard. It was really hard at the end of the year last year when Facebook started making all of their changes, and really difficult this spring. I've been able to grow my Facebook to, I think we're at almost 11,000 followers, and really to go from having the ability to connect with, a good 10,000 people to 200 on Facebook was really a hit for our blog, and affected a lot of our traffic on a daily, hourly basis. But Pinterest has been huge for us, and actually Google Plus is surpassing Pinterest. We have a fantastic following. We only have about 2,000 followers on Google Plus, but we figured out where you can share to kind of get your recipes and your posts seen, and it's been fantastic. We've had a really good couple of months thanks to Google Plus.
So you get a lot more from social media than you do from search.
Yeah, we in our Google, just the Google search is in our top 5. I'd say our top 5 would be, people just searching out recipes. Google Plus, Pinterest, our newsletter's really big. We've got quite a huge following on our newsletter too, so that really helps. So.
That's good. What I'm wanting people to see is that it isn't just one thing or the other. It's kind of a combination of doing all these things. You can't. I mean, I'm sure that there are people who are exceptions to the rule that they get all their traffic from one place. Like right now, I'm getting almost all my traffic from Pinterest.
Really?
Yeah, like probably 80% of my traffic comes from Pinterest, which I never would have thought. Being the topic that I blog on, that I don't have great pictures of food or crafts that I make in or stuff. I'm just little images that I make of myself in PicMonkey. I never would have thought that they'd be that popular in Pinterest, but I'm really almost all my traffic's coming from there. So but what I really want people to understand is that it's not just one thing or the other. It's a combination of all these things. The email list, the newsletter, the search, the social media, all of it coming together is what really helps to build your blog.
It is. A lot of people ask me, what social media programs I really like and, what I dislike. And my standard answer to them is there isn't really one that I dislike, because I can, share on Pinterest one day and have a recipe go viral and it's perfect. And then I'll share my next 5 or 6 recipes and nothing will happen. They don't get pinned and nobody loves them, even though I promise they are the best recipes ever. But I can share on, I'm looking at my little icon bar here. There's a little program called Swerve and Stumble Upon. These other traffic drivers where I generally don't see a lot of traffic, but I shared all of these little places because you never know what's going to go viral somewhere. Sometimes on Stumble Upon I have a recipe that just takes off and I get tons of traffic. Other times I have a post on Facebook right now that's had over 3,000 shares on it, and I haven't even gotten maybe 300 on any of my others. So it's just really, it's random. You can't ever really rely just solely on Pinterest or solely on Facebook or Google+. It's just really, like you had said, it is really a combination of just a little bit of everything.
Let's see. Trying to think if there's anything else I had questions that I had thought of ahead of time. How about you, Jackie?
Yeah, I have a question. You mentioned your newsletter. Can you tell us how you got that started and like how you grew your newsletter?
Oh, sure.
Like, people don't do that step, and it's my most important step. So I'm curious.
It is. You know what? I really did not put a lot of focus into my newsletter. Probably the first. Oh, it's awful. The first year I had it, but I never sent my newsletter out. Like, seriously, it was awful. I had 300 people signed up, and they never heard from me. And then all of a sudden it clicked that, you know what, these people probably are not following me on social media, or they're not seeing my posts, depending, wherever I share for that day. But they signed up for my newsletter, so I was really missing an opportunity by not connecting with them on a regular basis. So I did a lot of research with newsletters to try to find, for me, what was going to be a great fit. I didn't want people to feel like I was spamming them or sending out too many. And personally, I really hate receiving an email every single time a recipe goes out from a blog. I can love the blog and love the blogger, but please don't send me 6 emails in a week. I can't keep up with everything. So, so personally for me, I decided that once a week would probably be the best. Just kind of group all of our recipes together. So we send out 4 emails a month, and we've got a couple thousand people that subscribe to it. And I realized that Once I kind of changed the way the newsletter looks on my blog a little bit and where you can sign up, it really took off for us. Previously, I used MailChimp because up to a certain point, MailChimp is free, and it's a fantastic, fantastic program. I help other bloggers, new bloggers, get set up with it and create their newsletters because I'm just such a huge believer just in, like I said, sending it out, but the ease of the program as well. It doesn't take hardly any time to set it up, and it's very user-friendly. So with that said, I had a really easy sign-up box on my sidebar that I used for the first year and a half of blogging until I found a tool called Hello Bar, which is free, and it's fantastic. I love it. You can put it across the top of your blog, and you guys are more than welcome to go to the Best Blog Recipes and check ours out. It's free. It's a free program, and you can customize it with the colors. So we have ours. Sorry, guys, it's hot pink. I like pink. But ours is hot pink to match with the rest of our blog, so it doesn't, you know, kind of look odd there. It just looks like it flows when it's supposed to be there. But with that being said, since I installed it a couple of months ago, I've gotten close to 1,000 extra subscribers. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's been huge for us. So we really love it. So if people are watching this and they're not sending newsletters, definitely send them. Try not to spam your people, but if you send your newsletters on a regular basis, they'll kind of know what to expect, and you'll see that your click rate will start to increase, and you'll start to see a lot more traffic to your blog through your newsletter.
Yeah, I think that right there, being regular, the consistency is the important thing. It's not, I mean, depending on what you're sending out in your newsletter, the number of times a week isn't as important as being consistent. If you're going to do it once a week, do it once a week, every day on the same day, you know?
Exactly.
I was wondering, you know, for me, you come across as a definite authority on doing this kind of a blog. You know, when I've seen you online, you know, that's why you came to mind first. You know, when we were talking about doing this, about having somebody on the workshop with us. Are there things that you've done which I'm guessing from your response there probably isn't anything that you've done on purpose to try to solidify yourself as an authority? You know what I mean? To position yourself like that.
No, you know, I'm sorry, I giggled when you said that because people say to me all the time, you know, they think we're just some hugely successful blog, and if you guys only knew, I'm in my jammies most of the days, and my hair is in a ponytail. I showered and I put makeup on today for you guys, but you know, I am a mom 24 hours a day who just really likes to tinker on the computer and cook, and we've just been really lucky. And I don't know, I am kind of a crazy woman though. I really love Google. I Google everything. I see your guys' articles on Pinterest all the time. You had mentioned about your graphics on Pinterest. Well, they are hugely popular because they always catch my eye every time I come across them. But I look for stuff like that. I look for articles like yours about, you know, how to grow your blog, how to set your blog up. I am always on the hunt for new ideas. I take note and I do my research before I make any changes on my blog. I get feedback. I look at what the bigger bloggers are doing, and I try to pick and choose what I really love about their blogs, what I really don't like. Same with my photos. You know, when I'm looking at photos, what do I like? What do I don't? What do I like in recipes? What do I don't? So I kind of just, I don't know, I'm weird, but I think everything through, and I just think, you know, how is this going to impact, you know, the visual look of my blog or the flow of my blog. And I've got a blog tips section on my Pinterest where I pin, you know, all these different articles that come through that I see because I love to read them. I love new ideas, and I love just the different perspective from everybody. Because you know what? One person can be hugely popular on their blog for one thing, and someone else is completely different, but they're hugely popular. So, you know, they've each got a different outlook. So I just like to kind of pick everybody's brain and figure out what's working for them.
You know, one of the first things that I noticed when you kind of came on my radar was that you shared everyone. And I think that in a world of bloggers who are so kind of self-absorbed and only sharing their stuff, because if I share other people's stuff, people go to other people's blogs. Like, you were refreshing in that way. And I just thought it was so amazing that on like your Facebook page and everywhere that you're just sharing everyone else and trying to help everybody else out. Did you do that like as a strategy, or just because you're an awesome person, or what?
Person. No, you know what? When I look at other blogs, I admire other people so much. So on Facebook, for example, I have 10,000 followers, and I just try to think back to where I was at, a year ago when, I had this many page views, and when somebody would share my content, just how exciting it would feel. And when I saw traffic come in from this share, it was like, it would literally make my whole day, and we would have to go out and celebrate at dinner because somebody shared my post and I got like 500 extra page views. I to, remember how that felt, and just remember, all of the good days of blogging when I first started, and how frustrating it was I put in, and kind of how it feels now that I'm making enough to support, my end of this family and what I need to do. So I just kind of try to share the love. I love bloggers, but some of them can be frustrating because they're not willing to share, I guess you can say. So I just try not to be that person. I figure if I come across a new process or a new blog that I love, and I love sharing new blogs, like littler blogs, that like really makes my day. So you guys can know when you see on Facebook and I'm sharing, I'm like getting excited. I'm like, woohoo, I'm sharing their blog, because I want them to go out and celebrate for dinner and get 500 new people to follow them in that day and have something, have a smile on their face. So that's really what brings me happiness. The money is great and the blog's great, but when I can help other people, it's just kind of cool.
So. Very cool. The other thing that I really noticed, and I don't know how much this has helped your business, but the Facebook group that you have has been a godsend, I think, for both Kelly and I. When I started blogging, I didn't really know any other bloggers. I didn't do the piece where you connect with other bloggers and you kind of get a blogging team, a group of people who help each other out. Like, I missed that totally. So it seems like now the people that I know have really done that, and they've got people around them that can help them get their posts out and share their knowledge, and they know like different pieces of the puzzle, and they can help each other out. And that seems to be like really what pushes people forward into bigger success.
Yes.
Did you start the group to have that kind of community, or to help people out, or how did that come about?
So gosh, that was last summer, I think I started our Facebook group, and I started it because I was really angry, to tell you the truth. Like, I was madder than a wet hen that day. I had been invited to another group, and I'm not going to even mention it or say the name. I was really, really excited. A blogger had invited me and added me, and I like got right in that group and was so excited to connect and get to know people. And I don't know, but I couldn't connect with anybody. I would post and ask questions, and nobody would comment. And it was like crickets, and I just felt so awkward and unloved, and I hated it. And so I was like, it's just me. It's just one of those days. Maybe nobody saw my post, but it just kept happening. And so one day I just got really, really angry, and I was like, okay, this is awful. Like, I don't want to come to a Facebook group and it was like high school all over again. Seriously, girls, like, I hated it. So I was like, forget it. So I started my own group and just started inviting bloggers. My contributors mainly is who I started inviting, and it just kind of took off from there. And I hope you guys have felt, both of you, but my main focus has just always been to have it be an open place where everybody is welcome, regardless of what they blog about or what they're sharing. I always want them to feel the love, the blogger love, and if they need help, just to know that there are other people out there that really genuinely care and want to help them succeed. So
I honestly, since my blog that I'm doing now, I have several blogs, but I have two that are like my main focus, which one is more of a lifestyle blog about me living in Peru, and then I have my blog that's about blogging, which I've, after 10 or 11 years of blogging now, I felt like I knew enough that I could get out there and actually blog about what I'm doing and help other people. But I only started this blog about 6 months ago.
Really?
Yeah, and being a part of the Daily Blog Boost group has made such a huge difference in me being able to grow it as quickly as I have, I think. I think it's been because getting people that share it, having a group of people that are willing to share it, even though it's, not really in their niche, it's not what they're involved in, but so many people have been willing to share my stuff and, help me out that it's made a huge difference and just, get the word out.
I'm really glad to hear that. Just like with any family, all families have drama and and go through their stuff, and we kind of had to rein in, and I had to reevaluate kind of where the blog boost was headed and what we were doing and what my original goal was, and so we made some changes, and I think I've tried ever since I started it to just be open-minded and just help others understand my vision, because everybody's so different. Sometimes they don't understand where I'm going with it, but at the end of the day, like if your content's getting shared and it's helping you grow, then that makes me, that seriously makes my day. I should go celebrate with dinner.
Oh my goodness, a half hour goes so quick every Monday morning, I swear. Shauna, is there anything else that you'd like to share about your or anything? I know, we're done.
Oh, sorry, you cut out there at the end. What were you saying?
I was just asking you if there's anything else that you wanted to share with our viewers before we left.
You know what? Don't give up. If you're a newer blogger and you're having a few bad days, or you feel like your blog's never going to grow, it will. You don't have to put in tons and tons of hours. You just have to be really passionate about what you do, and you really have to love what you're blogging about, because if you don't, then change your blog and blog about something that you're passionate about, because that will come through in your writing and your sharing, and that ultimately will help you be successful and help you grow. So
absolutely.
I appreciate you guys having me today, though.
Yeah, thank you for
thank you.
Mom. I know you're a busy mom, so we really appreciate you coming on today.
Oh, thank you.
It's been great to have you on. I'm glad to have a chance to talk to you, just anyways, apart from everything else.
Yeah, this is cool.
Just to get to know you and know who you are.
Exactly.
All right, then. We will see everyone next week for the blog workshop. Same time, same place. Have a great week. Bye.
Bye.